Good evening, ghouls and ghoulettes, and welcome to the Evil Dead cabin, which is now either complete or about 98% complete, depending on where I'm looking at the moment. At any given moment, I kind of change my mind. So, I think it's about time for a tour, don't you think? So, yeah, I've even got a nice little costume skin, and some decent armor, which has gotten a bit of a denting. We'll find out why in a moment. Are you still tracking me? Yes, you are. You're not anymore. Giving up. Alright, so, the first thing that we need to examine is over here. Whoop, and of course, one of the few mobs that still targets me, it shows up. House Magic really needs to tune that guy up. So, the first thing that we need to see is the bridge. So, in the original movies, the bridge is metallic, and it is curled up into a hand, or claw, and it's usually by a terrible force. The bridge here is going off of the 2013 remake, which is, caution, high water area. So it's actually been flooded over, and there is actually, like, a stepping section here, so if the water was lower, you would have steps. Thank you, Carpenter's Blocks, for your very well-coded water transparency. So, you are stuck. This peninsula is now officially an island. Oh yes, I figured out a way to label my stuff, so I've just got a waste stone here, which links me with witcheries as well as location stuff. So that looks quite nice. Here's a wood label there. Got the book, the guest book. Oh, and we have had a recent visitor, Gar. Good to see. So, moving through the forest, following the beaten path, and passing all manner of strange and creepy plants, and perhaps even hearing a little bit of wildlife in the background, you make your way to the cabin. It seems to be inhabited. It seems to be pleasant. It is far from all. So, here we have the 1978 Oldsmobile Delta number, whose name I forget, as well crafted as I could. I replaced the buffer that was back here with a leech chest for two purposes. First being that the buffer puts out a sort of a redstone clock whenever there's any items in it, so these lights are just flashing like the car was constantly in park. And oh, look at that, copper ladder registers as fire in Whaler. That's interesting. Now the leech chest is a witch-free mutation from a trap chest and a bunch of vines. It contains the 3 latest individuals that have opened it, a single tag lock of each, even if it's broken and picked up. So, people come along here, the first thing they'll see is this weird chest in the back of a car, and they'll open it to see the known contents of the Oldsmobiles. So we've got a bunch of shotgun shells, a fuel can, Chemistry 101, Dark Horse Comics, Steam Power Novel, Vangoria, a toolbox, because I finally got around to making that, and strictly speaking it's Coca-Cola, but as far as I'm concerned the two aren't much different. So the toolbox has a few things in it, and it does limit what you can actually put in here, so it's all industrial craft here. But we have a toolbox, so if we get pulled back in time to about 1200, 1300 AD, we can pull out the materials from the toolbox and we can make some use of it. Oh, and also, the leech chest never takes a tag look of the person that put it down, so that's fun to know. Moving on, over this way, we finally have the 2 graves. This is a mixture of Witchwood Stairs and Carpenter's Blocks. I went for a few different variations on this design. I think this looks the best. And this is just Carpenter's Blocks here, so make sure that there's always dirt at like a freshly dug grave. And added some vines to here, so it looks more like a natural trellis thing. Looks nice, I like it. Nope, there's a golden zombie back there. But the main bulk of work that I've done is indoors. So I changed around the carpet here for a chiseled version. Looks a lot nicer, a lot more decorative. And I have changed the zombie skull to an obsidian, sort of a chiseled obsidian, obsidian snake stone. Has that nice little particle effect, and it's still not really a deer, but it's sort of the Minecraft equivalent of what the Minecraft equivalent would seem like. Our next couple of things you're probably going to remember if you've watched the live stream. So we have the crafting station and the spruce bookcase in here. And if I travel through here, we've got the jukebox and some birch seating, which is nice yellow colouring. I kind of feel like I need to at least add a light in here, but this room is pretty much complete anyway. There isn't much detail known of this particular room. moving on, this area still has nothing in it, because, again, there isn't much detail known about it, and I don't really sure what it's for or why it's there. In here, we have a nice fancy lamp, we have a birch table, and we even have a mirror. We just cut up our girlfriend with a chainsaw. Does that sound fine to you? Right? Okay, and if I can escape this room, right, there. Into the kitchen, where all the crockery is still intact. We have a fridge, we have plates containing blightberry, which gives you poison, and I think maybe wither, but as well as regen. And stingberry, which gives you mining fatigue, as well as strength. And then we have just a big old plate of rotten flesh, because why wouldn't you? It's kind of helpful when you have it on a plate like this, because you can get 3 times rotten flesh's food with only one instance of its hunger effect. It doesn't stack like the rest of these, so quite handy to have it that way. We have potatoes, we have eggs, we have berries, we have watermelon, carrots, rowan berries. Not too many of those, I kind of have to get. We have wheat, we have mushrooms, spider eyes, if you're sowing the line, apples. We have sky berries. I've been building these up over time. And we even have some barley. We have a witch's oven for cooking all your stuff. We've got an iron furnace, a grindstone, a crafting table, all the amenities you might need to actually, like, grab something to eat. And probably a bunch of coal here. I'm maybe leaving, like, at least maybe a stack of it here, but I'm probably going to replace it mostly with charcoal, because I'll take the coal with me when I leave. And over here, just over here, I have my book of locations. This last location you're going to be seeing in a moment. In fact, let's cut to that footage right now, shall we?
Does the book say it has to happen at night?
It doesn't, but the book doesn't say a lot of things.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
Oh, on, wait for that. Oh, Nip's here now, Nip's here now.
Okay.
I have been here for a while.
Oh, okay, alright.
Okay, throwing down the ingredients. Triggering the center circle. And it's working.
Hello, demon.
Did you?
Oh, where'd it go?
Did you just catch the demon? Oi!
I might have done. Do you want an attuned stone?
Ideally.
And shall I?
Do you want to put the demon back in the middle circle?
Okay. Okay.
But let me just capture bot.
He just safari netted the demon.
Okay.
That would be actually smart if we would have all this.
It means I could spawn them. Are you ready? I'll put it back. Ready?
Ready.
Screw you, Mr. Demon. Oh, he's got fuck all health. That was easy as peasy. Easy as peasy. Where's his heart?
He doesn't always drop it.
Well, that's a bummer.
You have to kill him with an Arfana to be sure of it.
Well, do you want us to do that? You've got one of those Arfana things, don't you? Should we just spawn another one and then...
I do, but we'd have to go and get the ingredients to resummon him.
No. I thought you really wanted a... That was so anticlimactic. That was like the easiest boss battle in a long time.
The most anticlimactic part was when you safari netted him. Well, I do have more than one attuned stone in storage back home. And I can make more refined evil and get an ender pearl and a blaze rod.
Well, I will be just waiting here. That was just
what we can do
boring.
What we can do then is disable the protective field and then move around a bit more.
Well, no, I mean, it is what it is. That's, you know what?
But Devil May Cry soundtrack all
it'd be
for
really,
nothing.
It'd be really cool if sometime we can get together an arena type stadium in a Mistcraft dimension.
Oh yeah.
That we can use to spawn all the different types of Ars Magica bosses and not Mistcraft bosses and Witchery bosses and the Wither and I don't know. Is there a way of spawning the Ender Dragon again? There must be.
There might be inside the Ender Hardcore expansion mod.
Do we have that on?
Yes, we do.
Well, there you go then.
Let me see.
That'd be pretty fun, I think. Although saying that, the Ender Dragon might require its own dimension to fight in because it'll just rip us apart otherwise.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is something right.
Well, thanks for watching that incredibly anticlimactic demon fight.
Well, I will go and hop and get some more ingredients, and we'll disable the internal ring and let him run free, and then we can fight him. Right. So, deactivating the center circle. Ready, Nip?
Yep.
This will get wild.
Wanker.
Did you just shoot his own fireball back at him?
Yep. This bitch got nothing on us.
Apparently. He's really even shooting fireballs.
I think he got traumas from me hitting him back.
He got what?
Trauma.
Trauma? You think he was
Yeah.
speaking back to you? That one didn't drop anything, so I guess there is an emphasis on using the Arfana on him. Oh well. I think that was interesting either way. Okay, so it wasn't exactly a pitched battle, but it was fun to watch, and I certainly enjoyed doing it. It took us like half an hour to get going on that, so I was quite happy to have it done. We've got some books, we have a lot of Chocopedias now, so I'm tempted to forgive Shin and Duncan for their theft of my Chocopedia early in the series, but I'm sure my commenters have some other ideas. Okay, and down here, in the dimly lit basement, we have a recipe for carpenter's blocks in a super crafting frame for those who are in need of some quick construction materials. And good god, I'm getting a lot of slowdowns. What's going on? Very strange. We have the ingredients for the as-yet undispensed prank. I'm still waiting on the victims to turn up. We have a distillery for making all manner of witchery ingredients. I'm going to be taking most of the witchery parts with me, especially since there's a whole chest of them here. And especially the waystones, because I need those to identify myself, aren't I? Through a hidden door, we have all of my current belongings, from many interesting drops and pieces to all of my wealth, which keeps depleting as I go, but oh well. And all the different stones that I've collected. Oh, that's actually a bit of ammunition here. No, what's that doing there? That shouldn't be there. And of course, a whole bunch of stuff. I finally gotten into Dartcraft. A bunch of you said that I should use the force bottles to contain the animals, and I have, purely for shipping. So we've got 3 owls, 2 wolves, and 4 chickens to transport with us. And I still have this, so Tyso beware. And then we get to the back room. The room that you only see from the perspective facing the very wall that we are entering from. So, I took a little bit of liberty, but I hope you like it. So, in here we have the one lantern. It's sufficient to light the room. We have an enrichment chamber that I had to make the toolbox. We've got a squirming sand beneath us, sort of standing in for muck and mud. Just sort of piles and crates of wood and some very thin shelving and various interesting items landing on the shelves. And down here at the end we have a small study for a errant professor looking to study archaeology, next to the boomstick and a Kandarian dagger, which I probably should have taken with me for the demon. Oh well. And these books, which you may be interested to know, is the Journal of Professor Julian Noby. This is actually taken directly from the script for the original Evil Dead. So all of this is pretty close to what would actually be in it. So I love to know that. You can freeze if you really want to read this, you can pause the screen on all of these pages. So not to worry, I'm not going to leave you out of it. And then of course we have the Necronomicon Ex Mortis Naturan de Monto, Book of the Dead. Now this I've taken a lot of liberties with because it's written in a language that is purposefully difficult to read, and most of it is illustration. So, the grisly contents of this aged tome are remarkably worse than the tome itself. The book seems to have been bound in leather made from a human face, which leers at the reader from its position stretched taut across the cover. On the back, you can even make out the unmistakable shapings of the unfortunate victim's ear. Though, perhaps more disturbingly, the ear seems to be of a different skin color to the face. The pages all share two distinct qualities, the first being that they are inked entirely in what you suspect is human blood. The second is the graphic and detailed illustrations depicting funerary practices or, more likely, gruesome torture methods. The writings use a very ancient pictographic script, far in excess of your ability to translate. One or two phrases seem to be written in more modern script, though confusingly they are still inked in blood. One particular phrase repeats numerous times. Klaatu, Barada, Nikto. So that is our Necronomicon. It is here next to the stand-in for the recording. Of course, in the actual movies, it is a audio recording that Professor Nobi leaves. We cannot actually record one, so we have to make do with the book. And of course, I also have the super crafting frames here, which allow you to make ammunition for the boomstick, provided you have gunpowder, slime balls, and golden nuggets, which of course you can make back from the shells. So that's perfect. And there is the ammunition, which we found. So let's just add that in there. Yeah, let's slow down suddenly. Not sure what's going on. But that is the conclusion to the Evil Dead cabin. It has been a very interesting and entertaining ride. Speaking of rides. But now it is time for us to move on to find new pastures and new projects. And that means that this build is now open to the public. It is, if you want to stop by and stay the night here, you're perfectly welcome. I have not, I promise, set up any evil traps. You are free to eat the food, provided you don't deplete it entirely. You're free to use the coal or whatever I leave in there, provided, again, you don't just deplete it for everyone else. And the forest is yours to roam. I would say to cut down and such, but there are some hard-to-get trees in here, and there's certainly a requirement for there to be a forest around here, so don't go nuts. Especially don't kill the owls and stuff, but people of the server, otherwise, the Evil Dead cabin is awaiting visitors. And I shall catch you all next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and or favorite. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to be notified of future updates. You can also check out the website where most other content is uploaded. That's all for now. Catch you later.
Is this the road to the Nobi cabin?
That's right. You ain't going there.
So what's this place like?
Well, it's a little run down, but it's right up in the mountains.
Are you sure it's deserted?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
The damn thing don't work. The only thing that does work is this lousy horn.
You swore that we'd always be together. I love you.
We're gonna get you, not another peep. Kinda gonna sleep.
Who's laughing now? After all, I'm a man. You're a woman. At least last time I checked. Does that sound fine?
We are the things that were and shall be again.
Scotty?
Hey, come here, I want to show you something.
It has been a number of years since I began excavating the ruins of Kandar with a group of my colleagues.